Hey, I think that's great. I think there should be a boycott. They're talking about it, this holiday boycott for like boycott Target and Amazon. Put the clamps on them. You know what I'm saying? Check out this what this lady says about it here. Right, check it out.
We ain't buying it, and neither should you. At least that's the idea behind a campaign designed to boycott major corporations during the holiday shopping season. The We Ain't Buying It campaign is asking people to skip shopping at Target, Amazon, and Home Depot over Black Friday weekend from November 28th to December 1st. It's a 4-day boycott led by Black Voters Matter, Until Freedom, and Indivisible. Instead, We Ain't Buying It encourages shopping local, supporting small businesses, and using your wallet to make a point.
All right. Hey. Uh-oh. Oops. You know what? That boycott, economic boycott, I'm a little frustrated because I've been talking about this literally for years. But it's going to take a lot more than 4 days. If they think 4 days worth is going to change anything, they got another thing coming. And another thing, too, about the shopping local stuff. All those small businesses, you go check them out, go look at their shelves. All of them are stocked, are supplied by big corporations. So you got to boycott them, too. I hate to say it, but that's the way it is. And even businesses that make their own stuff get their supplies from big corporations. So, I mean, this targeted boycotts and targeted strikes and all that kind of stuff, it ain't going to work in the long run because they've always got some kind of a buffer. So they got something to fall back on. Okay, and in 4 days, then it's just business as usual, right? What you need to have is a prolonged economic boycott. That would be no working, no buying, no selling, no driving cars, no turning on the lights, no TVs, no nothing for 30 days. The only thing is anything that has to do with like keeping life going, keep that going. But otherwise, boycott everything else for 30 days. And you know what would happen? The economy would lose about $6 trillion. And not only that, you watch what happens if people start like walking off the job in places like down in Louisiana where those chemical plants are and stuff. You can't just walk away from that stuff. Hi there. Yeah, you can't just walk away from that stuff. It's got to be properly shut down. And you can't just leave that stuff sitting idle for 30 days either because stuff starts crystallizing and everything, and machines start breaking, and maintenance costs go up like crazy. So, yeah, boycott, strike, but do it for 30 days. Don't do it for 4 days. If you do it for 30 days, the oligarchs, they'll be coming to labor on their hands and knees begging you guys to come back. I have to say you guys because I'm old and retired. So I'll try looking out for you guys. But yeah, they'll be begging you on your terms too. So whenever they start begging you to come back, don't accept things like they was. Tell them you want a thriving wage. You don't want no piddly old paltry living wage. My dogs get better than the living wage. You want a thriving wage, right? So that's what you want to boycott. If you're going to boycott, if you're going to strike and stuff like that, you better have some good demands, and that's one of them. And another one is a cost of living increase every blessed year on January the 1st, just like I get. I'm on Social Security, so every year I get a cost of living increase. They say that old people or people on Social Security disabled should get a cost of living increase so their buying power don't get all eaten up with inflation and stuff. Well, what about everybody who's on the job working? What do they chop liver? I mean, people working two jobs and can't and living in a car sometimes can't even make ends meet. Yeah. What if everybody just decided, well, shoot, I'm not buying nothing. I ain't buying anything, or I ain't driving my car. I'm just sit at home and play checkers for 30 days. You watch them guys start freaking out. And you know how I know they'd start freaking out? Think back towards the COVID-19 pandemic. They were asking us to stay home. They were asking people not to go shopping because they didn't want all that um, COVID-19 spreading all around. So they asked everybody to stay home. Well, all these businesses and everything, they were screaming bloody murder about that. They had politicians trying to get people to go back working in virus infected meat packing plants because they were more worried about their bottom line than they were about the safety and the health of the American people. So if you're going to strike a boycott about something, you guys need to remember all that stuff. And you need to go a little bit longer than 4 days. I tell you what, do the 4 day thing. And if that don't shake them any, let's go for longer. Do it longer each every time. Do it longer. 4 days. All right. You guys don't get the message? We're going to go for a whole blessed week. Oh, what? You still don't want to knuckle under to labor's demands? How about 2 weeks? And you watch them start sweating because they love their money. You're welcome. They love their money, and you know it. You know it. If they don't have that constant flow of money, they start panicking. I mean, they can't buy their $31,000 bottles of wine to impress all their friends and everything at dinner party. I look like a bitch from. Yeah, thank you very much. But anyway, yeah. So I mean, seriously, yeah, I've rubbed elbows with millionaires and CEOs for big corporations before, and let me tell you, they love their money. I used to work for a guy in Washington State he had an airplane. He wanted me to fix it for him, so I was fixing it for him. And that guy, every now and then, he'd have me put a bunch of boxes in the back of a truck, take them to the dump, and I looked at him. There was all kinds of good stuff in there, watches, all kinds of crap. He just throw it out. He didn't care. I mean, hell, he had buffaloes heads on his wall, lion heads, and all that. But he loved his money, just like all of them. They loved their money. So if you start taking away their money, they start panicking, right? They have to feel better than you because their bank account is a little higher or something. Thank you. So keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. If you really want change, you're going to have to force it. But this ain't the proper time to do it. Not a 30-day strike. Think about it for like in the spring, whenever spring or next summer or fall comes, because you can start planting a victory garden in the spring, and that way, whenever everybody gets ready to strike, excuse me, they have a bunch of food growing. And then they won't have to worry about those guys trying to cut off everybody's food, because they'll do it too. They'll say, hey, look, if you guys don't stop striking, if you guys don't stop boycotting, we're just going to shut off all the food. We'll lock all the doors. And we'll tell them, hey, go ahead. We got our own food. Dig it? So there you go. That's what I got. So you guys take care. Have a great evening. And thanks for stopping by. We'll see you later.